Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly hope you all enjoyed daylight savings time. That extra 1 hour of sleep. I did good this year. I did set the clocks back. This time last year, I was working at another hospital. I gotten off work that Saturday night. Forgot all about the clocks going back. Woke up like, why in the world is nothing open? And I'm out here walking around. But yeah, shout out to daylight savings time. Yeah, I slept till 7:15, which is normally would have been 8:15. So yeah, I got up, went to the grocery store, and got everything going. Shot out to daylight savings time. All right, now you can see big news week for Sony. I think we're gonna have another big news week coming up for them in November. We're gonna talk about the PS5 Pro being, from what I got from my source. Shout out to my source, Tlou, sitting right at about 16 to about 16.4 teraflops, give or take. We'll talk about that. Looks like Factions is back off of ice, and they went ahead and they never stopped planning on doing the game. They just put it in the back. It looks like they may come out with both. So you'll get like The Last of Us Part 2 remake remaster to come out, and you will be paying for it. But if you get that, you will also go ahead and get Factions for free. That'll be part of it. If you pay for The Last of Us 2, you'll get Factions for free. And if you don't pay for The Last of Us Part 2, well, then you gonna be paying for it. I mean, I think that's what they're gonna be doing. I think it'll probably only be like either $29.99 or something like that. But again, if you get The Last of Us Part 2, that will be part of The Last of Us Part 2. Because remember, there was no DLC for The Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, I've been told that's what they could be doing, and that so we can talk about that a little bit. Also, again, like I said, the PS5 Pro is a RDNA 2, RDNA 3 hybrid. It, according to my source, Tlou, it's got more RDNA 2 in it than anything. It's got some RDNA 3 calls in it, and it may not sure about the APU as far as the clock speed, as far as the CPU. I've been told it's going to be it's going to be like they got now. They have that shifting, which I think is a huge win that Sony went with. The way they do their shifting with the smart shift, just a bigger version of that. So, and also, yeah, Sony, the purchases, you're seeing that up there on the screen. They're looking to grab WB Games and Square Enix. However, because Jim Ryan is leaving at the end of Q1, you got to remember, he's leaving at the end of Q1. He either is going to be able to get this done and they're going to announce it, or it's not going to work out, and then whatever the next guy comes in does is what they're going to do. However, they are going to, yeah, they are going to unleash the hound, so to speak, and to buy some publishers, because they're not going to just let Microsoft do what they're doing and not have something in return. So if they get their hands on Square Enix, they will by default. I forgot about this game. Final Fantasy Online. I didn't even know that. Is it Final Fantasy 11 or 12? It's only online. They will have that game. So that will be another games as a service that another publisher makes. They'll have Foam Stars through Square, and they still will have the Final Fantasies. They still will have Forspoken, which very well could go to Xbox. That's something that the fanboys better get ready for with Sony. That game could end up on Xbox on Game Pass, is what I got told. Microsoft is trying to get that game to come over, which to me would make sense, because it sold, I thought, well on PlayStation. I have it, but shout out to you, Kenneth Williams, for being a member for 5 months now. I appreciate you being a sub, my brother. I appreciate it. What's that sound? What sound? What other sound is there? I don't hear anything. Well, let me check my settings. There shouldn't be any sound. Also, so what they would get with WB, and I'm sick and tired of people not understanding this, so listen very closely. WB Games they would own WB Games. They would own the studios. So whoever made the Harry Potter game, whoever made the Batman games, which I've never played the Batman games. I'm not here to say they're good or bad. I've never played one of the Batman games. And shout out to the people who said that you told me the order to play them in like 10 times, and I still don't remember what you said. So, because I'm just not interested in playing a Batman game. However, I've heard nothing but great things about it. So, do I play Arkham Asylum first or Arkham Knight? Which one is it? I think I would play Arkham Knight first. Because why would he go to the insane asylum? In the Arkham Asylum where the insane people are? So, but I will look to play that because my understanding is that Arkham is the Batman series of video games is the default standard for superhero games. So I'll see. I mean, I'll play it myself. I know it's an older game. I don't know if it got a patch or anything like that. So, but they're looking to get their hands on that. So they will own that. They will own Mortal Kombat. They will own the Harry Potter stuff, if you want to look at it like that. The games, not the movies. I want to make this clear. WB Games has nothing to do with the movies, okay? But they would own the games as a service. Oh, what is it? Gotham Knights. And I saw people playing that game. That game looks pretty good. I mean, I know it's only 30 frames per second, but so is Starfield. So, and Starfield's getting a big update next week. It's a big update. I heard they're getting the HDR put in. If they get HDR put in that game is going to look fantastic. I'm telling you right, at least on my TV, the way I got my TV set up. Now I see people pouring in here. Shout out to the people coming in. So Mario Heat said it's Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. So they again, where I think Sony made their mistake, and this is just my opinion, is trying to get the publishers that the people that they do have studio-wise to convert games already there. To me, the only games they should have that it should be games as a service is SOCOM, which I don't even think they own that anymore. They would have to make a new type of game. They would, I would bring back MAG. I said this before. Is it MAG? I would bring that back. I would bring back either the Insomniac game. Is it the Insomniac did Resistance, right? They could bring that back and have an online component, and then maybe bring back Killzone, Kill Room, whatever it was called, and bring that on back. So that's my opinion, though. So that's where I would start, and then that would give you 5 games as a service, and then see how they do. So Arkham Origins is first. Okay, Arkham Knight's the worst one. All right, I'll play Arkham Origins. I'll start playing that today because the Bengals don't play until friggin' 8 o'clock tonight, and I'll probably fall asleep on that game, wake up, see how they did. But those are the studios they're looking for. They've also made contact and talked to Remedy Games. They also contacted Avalanche Studio. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Avalanche Studio? They make Just Cause and all that. Whoever makes those games, which to me, those are watered down versions of Far Cry, but that's my opinion. Okay, you're more than welcome to have your own. All right. So that's where you're standing with your studios as far as what they're trying to bring on. Now, the whole thing of will they pull the game, I have no idea. Please don't ask me that. These are just the studios that my understanding is they've actually talked to. So again, as I said before, one big one in Japan, a big one in the United States, like I told you all, and then one in Europe. The one in Europe is Remedy. Now, this doesn't mean they're going to buy any of them. This means that they've made some contact. So, and if they make contact, we'll have to wait and see. They just don't walk in there on Monday and buy it. A lot of stuff has to be done. This whole thing about, I've heard Bandai Namco, no. Now this doesn't mean understanding buying something and making a capital investment, 2 different things. So, and they could make a capital investment into Bandai Namco, into the studios you're talking about. So, but my understanding as far as physical coming in under SIE, WB Games would be part of SIE. Said PS5 Pro only pushing 16 teraflops. No, it's not. I mean, it's how is that disappointing if they're at 10 right now? You're getting what you're getting. You know, another 6 teraflops would, you know what that would do? I mean, you know, this, you know, so I'm just saying, you know, you got to understand how they're going to build their device. So, I mean, it could be higher, but I don't know where you're getting the 30 WGP from and RDNA 3.5. That's not what I got told. But if you know more, I have no problem, you know, tipping the hat, you know, so to speak. And, you know, if you know more, that's perfectly fine. But that's not what I was told. I know nothing about the APU's clock speeds at all. I was just told as far as what they're working with now, it's 16 point ... something, 16.4, 16.6, is something like that. 16.10 or 16. I mean, if it's to me, 16 is enough based on what they're going to do. So, but didn't Avalanche make the underrated match? And they may have. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm simply saying that those studios, and again, those would take care of a whole lot. Because again, Microsoft, whether you like this or not, they're honing in on RPGs. That's what Bethesda Games does. Bethesda makes RPGs, whether we like it or not. Fallout is an RPG. Elder Scrolls, all those games. Morrowind, all those games. Microsoft owns them now. Now, yes, I can still play Skyrim and Oblivion, I believe, on PlayStation because those are considered legacy games. But Microsoft is going to go out of their way to pull intellectual property off of PlayStation. That's what they're doing, even though they said they weren't going to do it. Now, PlayStation will get around that by getting it through the cloud. But, you know, that's kind of where we are right now. So, you want to see Alan Wake 2 with path tracing on PS5 Pro? We'll see if they do something like that. So, but Alan Wake on the 4070, 4080 cards looks phenomenal. So, I don't know why you would play if you had that card. And I want to make this clear: you had the proper CPU and the 32 gigabytes of RAM and all that kind of stuff. If you had that type of setup, I don't know why people are playing that game on console. When you see that game on PC, it's like, holy crap. And, you know, you got to have the proper screen and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, so teraflops is not an accurate. Yeah, we know it's not an accurate representation. So the tweet that you see up here, shout out to William Aguilera. This comes from Tony Flame, if that's his real name. He works at Deviation Games, and he talks about what they are working on. So they're working when people this was 2 weeks ago. So the layoffs today that happened at Epic, he says his heart goes out to them. He's never seen a time quite like this in the industry, blah, blah, blah. He says he's lucky at Deviation Games with many of his longtime colleagues and friends. They're working on an exciting project in Unreal 5. So this game that Deviation Games is working on with Sony is an Unreal 5 engine game, okay? And it says they have all these roles available: art, tech, art, and tech art. I'm sorry, animation, design, UX, UI, and engineering. So again, I'm putting this up here because you had all these people saying Deviation Games is dead. No, they're not. They're still making their games. And shout out to what Sick Humor said. Big Uncle Sick. Uncle Sick said, you know, on Twitter, man, this because, and I said that I backed this up 100%. I added, this because something gets slowed down doesn't mean it's canceled. A game that's on ice is just there. I mean, it doesn't mean they're not going to do it. So let me reiterate that. Factions is still going to come out. However, they may attach it, and this is just my understanding, to The Last of Us Part 2 remaster, remake, however you want to call that, okay? And And if it comes out like that and you physically purchase it, then because you physically purchase it, you'll be able to play Factions for free. If not, they could sell it as a standalone game. So you keep, because people are like, well, I ain't gonna buy Last Mark 2. Okay, fine. It will be a standalone game, but you will pay for it. Do you see how that works? So either way, it works out for you. What's up, Ice Queen, the Queen of Ice? You decided to stop playing Destiny 2 because you're getting fed up with the game. Okay. Well, I mean, I only played Destiny. I think my character was like level 6, so I didn't play it that long. I liked the first Destiny, but I don't understand what that thing is doing on Earth, that big gray ball. It just sits there and floats. It don't pay no bills. It must be on Section 8. I don't know. But what does that thing do? Like I said before, that nigga ain't paying no bills. You know, he's getting up, eating all my Lunchables. So yeah, I ain't turning it on. But I certainly hope they fix it and that people can enjoy that game. Okay. New PS5 teardowns over YouTube for the Slim. Yeah. And also the PS5 Portal sold out. That's like Chocolate Thunder getting double life. And I just want you all to understand that not everything is for these hardcore gamers. I think J-Dub is getting the Portal, so I'm looking forward to his breakdown on it. I don't know if Sick is getting it, but if he does, I'll watch his breakdown as well. I mean, for me personally, I'm only going to listen to people who actually go out and physically get the tech, and then I will at least, I will give their opinion more credence than somebody who's sitting there podcasting saying that this is trash. I mean, I've heard people were saying that Quantum Era is a good game. I haven't played it yet. Sick Humor said it was a good game. I haven't heard from Jemiah Dixon. I don't know if Jemiah's played it. I don't know if Dub's played it. I think J-Dub is playing Alan Wake. My point to you is that you guys got to make up your own opinions about these games. If people told me Days Gone was trash, I played it. I'm like, well, it's not trash. It's just there's nothing new here, you know. So, but it wasn't trash. So, when you can't afford a gaming PC, yes, you can. You can if you look for the parts individually. I agree. If you go to Zadiah or the new game, whatever it's called, those things are expensive, but you can play. You just have to, your problem is that you guys' issue with PCs is that you all want to play at 4K at 120 hertz, and that is expensive, instead of saying, I'm going to play at 1080p, 60 frames a second until I can get something different. To get, again, you're right. The entry level into PC gaming is expensive. However, you will make up for that with these sales. I mean, I've seen sales out here on GOG, which is going to get a couple more PlayStation games. These sales are insane. You know, these sales are insane. Next year will be big for RPGs. Yeah. I mean, if it makes any difference, the PlayStation studios, they're all working on 1 to 2 games because they're not ready to show things. So when you get these fanboys that do podcasts, when they have to sit there and try to come up with topics to talk about, they are getting upset that that Sony isn't Sony's not telling me anything. Sony's not doing this. So they're getting upset. It's silly to me, but I'm not. To me, it's generational. So you gotta play the games first and have opinions. That's my take on the world when it comes to this stuff. It's like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna listen to somebody who's never read a book say the book's trash. So again, the book might be trash, but I gotta go make up my own mind. We're gonna go see the new Godzilla movie. We're gonna go screen that, and I don't expect that to be a good movie, but I could be wrong. I didn't expect Godzilla versus King Kong to be a good movie, and it wasn't. I got exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, this wasn't nothing to this movie, so it is what it is. So, all right, we just talked about they're creating a user-generated content platform, Roblox. Well, they might. You just beat Titanfall 2 for $4.49, 1080p, 120. You just beat it. All right, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, you got it. So he paid $5 for Titanfall 2, which is a good game, and he beat it at 1080p. Yeah, most PC gamers are playing at 1080p. That's just the reality. They're not playing at 4K. They have transitioned to 1440p, and that's good. So again, I'm not 1,000% sure how long Sony has been talking to Warner, but I was told they have been laying some foundation, like Chocolate Thunder. they've been laying some foundation to get these games. And again, I understand what people are saying, and I'm really trying to parse it here. They're going to get the game studios if they buy the games. Nothing to do with the movies. Because Sony makes movies and so does Warner Brothers, and guess what? They also publish games. They own gaming studios that they want to unload. It's just a matter of how they do that. Now, because Jim Ryan is leaving, and I just repeated this is where the new people that came in. Because Jim Ryan is leaving, they're either going to be able to close this out before he leaves, which is in the end of March, okay? We're talking about something 5 months away that could happen, and then they're talking to Square Enix as well. So Square Enix, however, could just be a capital investment. Square Enix will still make games for everybody. It's a Japanese company. You don't think they're not going to make games for Nintendo? All right, they are, but they could also make games, for Microsoft. All right, Microsoft would sign a deal, a 70-30 deal, like like they did with Sony for Call of Duty. So the GameStop sale on PSN store been great to me this last week. Yeah, GameStop has had good sales if you buy physically. You notice that, right? See, the company is going to go out, and remember, I'm the one that told you all a few years ago that GameStop was going to be going out of business. Why? Because more people were buying digital stuff. So GameStop, at least in my city, they have more PC stuff in there now. You can get Steam codes. You can get, it was like Steam. You can buy keyboards in there now. You could buy, they actually have computers in there you can buy. So, Mike says he got the Spider-Man 2 plat yesterday. Congratulations. I'm taking my time on Spider-Man because they're supposed to do DLC. Yes, Dan B Gaming, there is a new Mass Effect. It's coming. We have N7 Day in 100 hours. Well, not counting today, 48 hours. I'm sorry. So we're going to find out what's going to happen. I played Mass Effect on the Xbox yesterday. Still love it. I'm still having fun. I'm using a FemShep on PlayStation. I'm sorry, FemShep on the Xbox. I've never, ever finished all 3 games as a FemShep. Never. So we're going to do all of it with FemShep, which cuts down my romance options. So I still romance Liara. But I let Caden die. I guess I can hook up with Jacob, Liara, possibly Samara if I keep the Paragon path. So, am I buying RoboCop? I don't plan on it. Thank you though, Jenna Hayes. Shout out to Jenna Hayes. You can build a badass 1080p machine for less. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, is that you all can afford it. Why don't you just say the truth, which is you don't want to put all of it together? And I don't blame you. I mean, you ain't got to lie to me. I understand. Look, my PC parts have been sitting here for how long? I just paid off the motherboard. So now I'm going to take what did I say to you guys? The 24th is when my PC goes into the shop, which is going to suck because the stuff that I may have to wait till the 25th because I may do a podcast the day after Thanksgiving. Do a vlog or something to show you all what I went out and tried to get. So, gonna see though. We're gonna see. So, but yeah, you can build you can get a good I was gonna say you can get a good motherboard. You can get a good monitor, a good 1080p, 120 hertz monitor, or higher 165 hertz monitor. I mean, you can get one for like $199. It'll be, but I get it. You guys want to play your games on the TV. I understand. I totally understand. So, Pre-built the same PC was like 35. Did mine for 21. Hey, there you go. Shout out to Jenna Hayes. So, but no, I don't plan on getting RoboCop. I'm not. Hey, it's not for me. I'm not knocking RoboCop. I ain't gonna knock it. So, Mass Effect PC. I beat it. I beat Mass Effect on PC multiple times. So, but yeah, there is another Mass Effect game coming out. I'm trying to, this is just kind of my fingers crossed. I'm trying to get N7 Kate, Paragon 7, and Mr. Houghton to do a Mass Effect podcast with me, this week. I mean, I'm trying to make it happen. They are good YouTubers, and I still got to get Baldur's Gate 3 on Black Friday. That's my, because I want to. It said you can become a bear, so I want to become a bear. Yeah, you can hook your TV up to your PC, but I don't recommend that. But I mean, again, I'm not saying you can't do it though. I know people that have done it. That Sony 42-inch screen OLED they have, I would recommend something like that. But to hook your PC up. It's just me though. So. But yeah, I want to get a new monitor and another PlayStation. I think that's what I'm going to do. I thought maybe my platinum card from Capital One, it came in, and it's still not here yet. So had it been here, I would have went and got my monitor and ordered my PlayStation. So you daggone right, I'm gonna turn into a bear on that game. So again, the publishers thing again, because I know people are. Again, look for them to try to get their hands on WB Games and then Square Enix and maybe Avalanche Games. Like I said, I think that's kind of sitting there. They still are trying to get the people who made Kena Bridge of Spirits, because they want a part 2 to that, because that was a successful game. So, yeah, Nick said -1. Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm gonna go see that here Wednesday night or Wednesday evening. Yeah, when I get off work. So they make OLED monitors. Yeah, they do. They do. If you want to game at 1440p, that's true. But I keep telling people there's nothing on PC. There's nothing wrong with gaming at 1080p, especially when you have these refresh rates of like 165 hertz on your screen. You just set it for that. Man, you look like you can just reach out and touch the people on the screen. It looks that good. So what monitor am I getting? I'm looking at the Asus monitor. Is it ROC? Something like that. I'm looking at that for now. For now, that could change. Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, I heard that's yeah, I'm gonna go see that, but I'm gonna have to, I have to have a clear mind and a strong heart to watch that. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. So we'll see. We'll see. So back to the studios. So they would own the Batman stuff. They would own the Harry Potter, and they would own Mortal Kombat. I don't know what else WB does, because I have no WB games. But can you imagine a new Batman game, and they come out and they say it's only on PlayStation? I mean, people will go nuts. But you understand the Gallery of Rogues? Is that what it's called? Batman's Gallery of Rogues. They would own all that. Harley Quinn, King Shark. I mean, how do you not like King Shark? He has on shorts. I mean, he's a shark that's got shorts on. Even my mom laughs at that stuff. She's like, wait a minute, is that shark? Does he have on pants? I'm like, he actually has on shorts. So you were at Bandai Namco in Montreal. Thank you, Mario Heat. Well, shout out to Mario Heat. I'm on to something. Yeah, let's just leave it there. I don't want to build up hope in you guys, because none of this could happen, right? None of this could happen. The person that was laying the track, Jim Ryan, is not going to be there, but he's leaving at the end of Q1. My opinion, and let me just make this clear, this is my opinion. I don't speak for nobody but myself. He stayed on not because Helldivers was coming out, not because Final Fantasy was coming out, not even because Spider-Man was coming out. It's because he's trying to get these deals closed so that he can leave with the microphone drop moment. So they would own Superman. So we would see. They would own Wonder Woman. So we would see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. To me, Wonder Woman would be a cool game to make, but it would be just like Captain America. To me, she's Captain America. She's the female Captain America. I mean, she's got a different origin story, but she's a female Captain America. So DC Comics, if they own no, they would not own DC Comics. That's totally separate. Again, the cartoons, the movies, none of that. Sony would own none of that. None of it. All Sony would own is WB Games, the publishing, and the studios. All right? And they would and that's what they would own. So that's like we just went over that. So one of the most popular games out there is Harry Potter. And again, I've said before, I think people forgot about Hogwarts. It's just like it came out beginning of the year, so it was a year old. Everybody was playing that game the first 3 to 4 months of the year. That was all people talked about. And people don't think that's not going to be nominated for Game of the Year or something like that. Yeah, it will be. I think it will win. I'm like, that's my dark horse to win. And the fact that I have to say dark horse when everybody was playing it, you know, and that's so like a crazy. She has a lasso and a shield. People got to remember that. Yeah. She doesn't use the lasso a whole lot like I think she would have. But no, in the movie, she didn't. And again, the first Wonder Woman movie I thought was really good. The second one, garbage. So between Spider-Man 2, Webline, Harry Potter, flying. Yeah, well, we would see. I mean, it's not, they haven't done it yet. It's just people were saying, well, what big US studio are you talking about? Everybody thought I was talking about Rockstar. No, I don't. It's not that Sony can't buy Rockstar. They would have to buy Rockstar. Now you got to fund all their projects. And the new Grand Theft Auto game, they're talking about that budget could be close to $300 million. Now it's going to make a killing. And if they bought Rockstar Games, they're not going to, because I know what people want, especially these raggedy ass fanboys. They want Sony to buy something like a Rockstar and then say Grand Theft Auto is only going to be on PlayStation. They're not going to do that because Grand Theft Auto is making them too much money. Their shareholders are like, nah, we ain't going to go for that. So, I mean, they won't, right? I mean, you all understand that. So they would buy them and they would they would make Microsoft go into a 70-30 deal, and Grand Theft Auto Online would be a smackdown to Call of Duty Online, and Sony still has Call of Duty. And then that's what they could do something like that. They could say, watch out for Bloodborne news. I think we'll get more Bloodborne news by the end of this month. Why is faction? T. Harris says, what factions is off ice cause Bungie issues? No, it's just it was just a matter of how they put it out. Okay, because they're not going to change the game. You're still going to run around and heal people and get on your headset and say, well, I'm going to stand over here by this car and I'm going to plant this bomb and then you could go over there by that bush. That's the way you all sound like when you're online, right? So that's why I say that. All that really happened was it was over-reported. Like they were talking about like it was canceled. No, it wasn't canceled. They just don't know how to deliver it. So my understanding is they're still going to do a Last of Us Part 2 remake, remaster. All right. After they do that, they're going to put factions, whatever it's going to be called. Factions may come out. I'm going to use the word may or could be part of that game. They could just say, if you buy The Last of Us Part 2, you will get factions for nothing, for the free, right? And that's what you all are on. We're going to do it for the free. We're going to do it for the free, right? They will get it for the free. But if you don't want to buy The Last of Us Part 2, they will sell it separately, and then you have to put a price on that, whether it's $29 or $39, whatever. They would sell it separate. And they would just say, okay, if you all don't want The Last of Us Part 2, you have an option as well. You can go ahead and just buy factions for over here, And of course you're going to get your moist ass fruit bat out there saying, well, they should just be free. No, ain't nobody working for free. You don't work for free. I don't work for free. Nobody works for free. So don't listen. And I got to tell you something else. Oh, man, let me break this now about the Xbox community. You do realize that the majority of them are extremely young, right? Like they're still living at home with their parents and they have Twitter accounts because Twitter, Elon Musk is like, ain't none of that. You got to be this old. So literally I was talking to a woman at work on Friday and she was talking about what her son wanted for Christmas. Her son, her child, he wanted an Xbox One S, which she found one for like $250, that startup pack. She's going to get him that and get him like $50 worth of Xbox cards or whatever it is. Xbox Live, Xbox, whatever, all right? Her son is 15 years old. So when you see these guys constantly talking about money, it's because they live at home or they just can't afford it. So just don't get caught up in it. You have to pay. You got to pay money to participate, right? You got to pay the dough. And they don't want to have to do that. And a lot of them, I swear to you, they're children, okay? I mean, everybody's young compared to me, right? I'm Gen X, but they're kids. And they don't have money. So, and their whole thing, that's why they got their cheeks clapped with Spider-Man. Okay, they came out, their main complaint on Spider-Man was the link, saying that it's not worth $70. Their whole thing is that I don't want to have to pay for these games. And so they're getting these terribly low quality games. I'm not here to say they're not fun on Xbox. How do I know that? Because I have an Xbox. So I'm talking to you from a position of authority. These games on Xbox, it's not that they're not fun. It's just they're just not as good. Look at the disastrous launch of Call of Duty. And again, they were bragging about Call of Duty on Monday, but then Chocolate Thunder came in there and said, I got double life. And the launch has been terrible for Call of Duty. And I'm not here to say it's not fun. I haven't played it yet. The launch has been horrible. And now they're trying to back away. It was an Activision game. But your sorry ass was just up here on Twitter, formerly known as X, or X, formerly known as Twitter, bragging about it because you're trying to give Microsoft credit for having the game. Even though by them having the game, if you take credit for that, that makes you a third-party publisher. What are we doing, okay? So it's like they got caught in their own bullshit. Like that whole week, it was just, and now you got the stuff with Deviation Games. They're still coming out with their game. It will be on Unreal 5, and it will be a PlayStation game. It will also be on PC. So try not to get caught up with them. And yeah, you got, I don't know if you all watch Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. You got people in the PlayStation community that don't want there to be peace because they'll cease to exist. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? All these fanboys out here who are desperate to keep to keep things going. And they need the console war in order to be relevant. And so no matter what happens, they're going to always look at it as this. I mean, Jim Ryan leaving, you have people celebrating. I'm like, what if the person they bring in accelerates their games going to PC faster? So they didn't think about stuff like that. Like I said, moist as hell. And they don't because they're fanboys. Okay? So if they took credit for Psychonauts 2, then they can have ME3 scrutiny. What do you mean? ME3. Not Mass Effect. Red Dead Redemption 2 has same option, but isn't supported as near as much. As far as what? So, Mario, he got to pay to play. Yeah. Yeah. Like a friend of mine that's overseas. He's met a couple of nice ladies that work after the sun goes down. And, he's like, yeah, I definitely spend time with them, but it don't cost. So, Modern Warfare 3. Well, again, I don't know if the game is good or bad. I haven't played it yet, but from what people are saying, it's a disastrous launch. And they're talking about it's a 3-hour game. So not only did they get bit in the ass on the time, but also the game launching in a bad state. And people are like, oh wow, Microsoft owns them, so of course it's bad. So I mean, there's people saying that. So it's like, yeah, you gotta live with this. Y'all gonna live with this now. That's right. Their achievements and their platinums make them board members. Oh, I started playing Resident Evil 4. That's something else, man. I mean, I didn't realize the entire. Well, you knew it was gonna be bad when the police officer got out in the middle of the woods talking about I gotta go take a leak, and it's like, dude, just go stand over there by the car. Why do you have to go all the way back in the woods? You knew it was gonna end up bad. It's like, yep, this is the way this is gonna start. So, but yeah, I'm playing that. I still don't. I keep forgetting, like the Michael McDonald song, that he can like block stuff. Like, is it L1 on the PlayStation 5? So I've been getting hit a whole lot. But man, that dude come out with that chainsaw. I put him down quick. Like I had that shotgun, and as soon as he come out, boom, boom, man, I found him and I blew him away. I shot his legs. So yeah. Is there a good Star Trek game on PS4, PS5? There's one on PSVR. I don't know about PS4, PS5. So I think that would be cool. I mean, to me, that would be a good games as a service to have Star Trek and then have it be. I mean, there is a PC game like that. So, but I know, and I think, is it called Star Trek Bridge Crew? You're supposed to get together with your friends and play as want to be the captain, want to be the executive officer, want to be in charge. I mean, it's something like that. So, you know, so, but keep an eye on WB with Sony and Avalanche Games with Sony, because I think that would be a solid buy, because Just Cause and is an RPG. You see what I'm saying? The Just Cause games are RPGs. And Sony, it does have to kind of get themselves back into that, because by Microsoft buying two big RPG publishers, they have to get something. I mean, that's all there is to it. They're not, I mean, EA makes RPGs. They're not going to buy EA. So, I mean, they're not going to buy EA. EA's been successful. The Star Wars game, even though it came out buggy, they fixed it. Solid. It's a solid game. I mean, I enjoyed it. I do like the character, Cal Kestis. I do enjoy his character. But it was something else. So, but yeah, I was trying to see if you all have any questions. I think there's a possibility that we will see small glimpse of factions at the Game Awards. Possibly, yeah, possibly. So, Dan B. Gaming said Hogwarts should be nominated. I think it will get nominated. I think the game, I mean, to me, I don't know how many games they're nominating though. So to me, it's Hogwarts, Resident Evil 4, Spider-Man. Those are my top three. Baldur's Gate. It's Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is going to win, right? You all know that. Baldur's Gate is going to win. So, and I can't, and then the other two I cannot think of. I mean, it's not that they don't. I mean, but it's not. I mean, those are my top four for the game of the year. So I do not see Starfield getting nominated, but they might nominate it. I don't know. I don't know how that process works. I just know too many people put too much emphasis on Starfield and on Jeff Keighley's gaming awards. So. I mean, that's just my opinion, though, because I haven't watched the last time I watched it was when The Last of Us won. So yeah, you get a Green Lantern game. You could get a whole Justice League game. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So there's some older Xbox guys as well. Yeah, but they're not on Twitter. Well, I mean, there's guys like Tim Dog and Post Up that are just saying stupid stuff. So, Mike wants to know about the whole Chocolate Thunder thing. Well, let's see here. I knew somebody was going to ask about this. Let's see here. that's not it. So videos. I cannot find it. I mean, it was here though. I don't feel like looking for that deep. Let me see here. Let me try one more search here. No, it's not here anymore. I don't see it. Well, let's just say Chocolate Thunder got double life, and you're the cutest thing that he's seen, and he ain't getting out. So, it's a game called Jasant. It's on Game Pass now. You recommend it? Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, so. I'm a physical collector as well, and I've had to accept the fact that everything's going digital. It sucks. It sucks, but it could be it. So, I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 remaster remake could only be digital. I hope it's not. I thoroughly enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. And even the PS5 version of it, I enjoy. The 60 frames per second and all that kind of stuff. But, eventually we just start taking it for granted, right? We just start taking the 60 for granted, even in that game. So, but yeah, there is a Star Trek. Yeah, so somebody said there's a Star Trek online. Okay, so likely that Sony will rethink their strategy for the Steam community, but you never know. Well, what we know right now, Vid, is that they are doubling down on cloud-based stuff. That's why they bought Insize. So, and that's a Jim Ryan thing. People got to understand that Jim Ryan is the one who bought that studio, got that greenlit. So, and that has more to do with Sony saving space when they stream. Okay, so, but yeah, that's what we know, because we know that because we can see them making those moves. And again, I have premium. I just canceled it. So they already charged me. Like I said before, I was going to keep it for the whole month of November, stream stuff just to see what I'm getting, just to see what it's like. And then I will make a judgment on December 1st on if I'm going to keep it. And that includes Sony Core. That's the movies. And that's got all the Spider-Man stuff in there. That's got all the animated and the other stuff. That's got all the Venom. It's got Venom 1 and 2. It's got Morbius. Is it Morbius? I'm saying that right? Mobius or something like that. That's in there. So again, those are all available. All these movies Sony has done is in there. So Last of Us 2 was fire. I enjoyed it, but I thought it was a good game. I thought it was they made the characters three-dimensional and not just people you were out there killing. So, but it is what it is. Sony Core is you think it's lackluster? It's okay. It's okay. You had to move Shadow the Tomb Raider from your installed M2 to the internal PS5 hard drive to get the sound to work properly. Huh? Really? Oh, that's good to know. I mean, so Gamer Light is saying that he had to move the Shadow of the Tomb Raider game that he had installed on the M. Is anybody else having issues with their M? If you have the extension, the M2, because you all don't have to do that. You all know you all can buy a thumb drive, put it on the front of the USB, and store games like that. But I understand. The Last of Us remake. I think it's coming. I think it is coming. So make sure you hit that like button. But yeah, I love The Last of Us Part 2. I did think it was too long. I've said that before. It felt too long. I thought that part where she had that PTSD moment in the barn, I thought that could have been the end of it. And then her going, was it Tommy? Tommy showing up at her farm saying this is where they tracked, Abby to this point and we lost contact with her, but you need to go. I think that whole part of going after Abby, I thought that should have been DLC. I mean, because it was almost what, an extra 2.5 hours, you know, and then you could have still had the same, you know, but then you had the same epilogue. I thought the epilogue was fantastic when she went back to the house and Dina wasn't there. Dina's like, you can either have us have our family, or you can go after and get revenge. So what's it gonna be? It's like Grand Theft Auto 4. Remember that? You can either choose the money or you can choose revenge. I mean, if you choose the money, Roman dies. You choose revenge, Mallory dies. I think that I forgot that's how it was. So others also had Clown. Oh, really? Didn't know that. I did not know that. How many of you all plan on buying the Sony earbuds? See, we haven't talked about that yet. Sony got all this new hardware, the new headsets that are coming, the earbuds. Are you all gonna get the is it the H7, H9s? Are you all looking to buy that? Just asking. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm just asking what do you all, because we're 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away from Black Friday. You think Ellie was soft? Well, I thought, Mike, that they should have given the gamer an option. I thought it would have been cool to give the gamer an option to kill Abby and Liv or let them go. I thought that should have been a gamer choice. So you can still have the same epilogue no matter what, you know, when she goes back to the cabin. But overall, no. I mean, I was disappointed that she let Abby go after the hell that she went through to get to her. But she did annihilate her friends, right? She killed like 5 of her friends. So, you know, like her personal friends, she was killing them. So, and Abby knew, like I said, is that if you play that game and you look at when you find the notes and stuff like that, when you're using Abby, Abby knows why her friends are dying, and she can't say nothing about it because they weren't supposed to go do what they did to Joel anyway. That was a separate mission that they covered up, you know, for the, what they call them, the wolves. They covered for them, but their leader didn't know they had done something like that. That's why they were like, when you kill her and him, that whole town will come after us, and you saw the size, and they're not stupid, so it was to get him, leave her alone. She had nothing to do with anything. So we should have played as Abby when she was kidnapped with Lev by the rattlesnakes. Okay, fair enough. I mean, you were playing as Abby though, right? And then she got captured. So, and then it switched to Ellie again. So, yeah, I mean, Ellie could have just left her up there to die. I mean, you're right. So that's a good point. So that's why I keep saying to people, there's a whole lot of stuff. Portal and earbuds are on your list. There you go. You just store all your games data. Okay. That's what this world is, kill or be killed. Well, yeah, but they wanted to try to change that to that they were killing to survive. Ellie going out after the people who killed Joel, that became a mission about revenge and murder. It was personal. It became about revenge and murder, not survival. That's what changed, and that's why Ellie had that flashback when she was drowning Dina, and she had that flashback and she saw Joel, because she had to remember Joel taught her how to kill, but only kill to survive, and killing Abby she was killing her for revenge. So so that's why I said it was a hard. That's what I'm saying. You got to really keep an open mind, because it asked some hard questions like, okay, your mentor gets killed. You're there when it happens. You made to feel powerless. You're going to go after the people that did it. All right, but look what it cost. You know, she couldn't play the guitar, which is her last real connection to Joel. Can't play the guitar with 3 fingers. I mean, she can learn, I guess, but you can't really play. It's hard to play guitar with 3 fingers. So, and then the girl that she lost, the baby's father got killed and then she lost Dina. She had nothing at the end. That's what was the whole thing. It's just she She was in this nice big house, safe, you know, near the beach or near the ocean, wherever they were, the little inlet. And when she left, it was nothing. You know, it was nothing. She didn't even take the guitar with her, I don't think. It's been a while since I played that game, but she walks out of the house and just does that far shot of her walking through the field and like she's headed back towards the camp. So she had everything and she let it go over revenge. So it's tough. It was a tough game to play. Target is having a BOGO free on pre-order games. Oh, I didn't know that. So shout out to Target. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good deals. Like Best Buy is having a hell of a sale. It ends today at 6. So if you all are thinking about getting anything today or this weekend is the day to do it. Now, you're right. You can wait till Black Friday and see. Because I was there and they were like, well, their Black Friday sales are happening right now. It's just all they're going to do is there'll be a few more things that they put out. But you can get Black Friday prices now. You can get them at Target. Costco, they're starting right now. So Tommy Lauren played guitar with 3 fingers, black stuff. Yeah, like I said, I mean, she could teach herself how to do it. Just you know, she may have to switch to a bass guitar that has 4 strings. So, but yeah, Tommy did do that. Tony did do that. So Ellie's journey was also a reflection of the emotional turmoil from Joel's decision. Yeah, it was. Well, she never got to really forgive Joel. I think that's why when she had that reflective moment back, that was her forgiving Joel. And when she forgave Joel, she let Abby go. That's the way I interpreted it, but it could be different. But make sure you vote in that poll. Are you happy Factions is now off ice? It looks like the vast majority of you guys are. And again, I've never played Factions, so I do not know what the hell it's about. As far as streaming PS2, PS3 games, I'm going to start doing that just to see what the big deal. Because remember, I did not have a PS3. I went from PS2. I remember driving out to GameStop, and I told that story before, getting an Xbox and getting Knights of the Old Republic. I stayed in the Xbox ecosystem until like 2012 or something like that. 2011 when the PS4 came out. So, and I got my hands on a PS4 in March of, I think 12 or 13, ain't looked back. So, Naughty Dog about to carry PS5. Naughty Dog has 3 games on the PS5. I don't, you know, actually, and if you include all the Uncharted games running at 60 frames per second, they've got all your Uncharted games. They've got the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, and they got The Last of Us. But I understand, and they got the PS5 Part 1. So they've got like 5 or 6 games on there already. It's just people are like, well, those are old games and they don't count. No, you've listened to fanboys tell you they don't count. Those games are games. I can, you know, I have all their games. I can play every single one of their games if I want to. So, and they are a top-notch. They're still Sony's top-notch developer. It's just different developers are on different schedules. Naughty Dog has a long schedule, whereas let's say Insomniac is on a shorter schedule. So it doesn't mean that Naughty Dog is bad or Insomniac. I still don't think Insomniac is as good as a developer as Naughty Dog. Insomniac games, Spider-Man 1 and 2, they're just now getting the whole story thing down. The Naughty Dog had mastered stories back on PS2. I mean, they did. You know, let's keep it 100%. Back on PS2, they mastered all that stuff. Yeah, we're not going to ruin the game, LaShawn, because it's different for everybody. The Last of Us Part 2. You know, did they use deceptive marketing? Yes. But it was more, when Joel asked her in that first trailer we saw, are you sure you're ready to do this? Because you going out here now is not about survival. You know, it's not like they go out and they have to do their patrols and there's some zombies out there. Now they have to kill them to survive, to increase their chance for survival. They literally, no, They literally, she literally left with Dina to go kill Abby and Abby's friend when she found that deck of cards. 'Cause I didn't know that was gonna happen in the game. That part where that game for me really started to click is not when Joel died. It's when they got to that radio station or TV tower. Remember they went to that and they found that deck of cards and she was like, we're going to get all of them. And they damn near did. They got all of them. Everybody that came to that place to kill Joel, she killed. The first one she killed was when she stuck that knife in that guy's throat. That was killing Dina. He was choking Dina. And that she went up on him, grabbed him, put it right. I don't know if it's a screwdriver or something she put in his neck. She said, I got you, fucker. And she wanted him to feel it. And he felt it. So, and that was the first one. So, I need to finish up Spider-Man 2. I'm going to play it this afternoon. But guys, we're getting close to N7 day. I'm getting that itch to play Mass Effect. So, yeah, when I get done talking to you all here shortly, I'm jumping back on that Mass Effect till 1, but I promise you I will be playing Spider-Man. I promise. Yeah, EA. I think EA College Football's coming back. You're hoping for news of Elden Ring DLC. That's more than likely coming. Yeah, I mean, again, I understand if you're going to watch let me make this clear. I'm not going to watch the Gaming Awards, but I certainly hope it's what, if you guys watch, I hope you all enjoy it. There's no doubt in my mind, Jeff Keighley took a big gamble. He used his own money. It's paying off for him now. It's paying off for him now. But I do also believe they do need to have another gaming award show. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, the visual storytelling flew over their head. Yeah, it did. It did. I'm not. You're right. I mean, I thought the story in The Last of Us was really visceral. But there are other people who are just looking at it on the surface. I don't mock those people. They just don't read enough. They just wanted to play the game and get the action in and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's why The Last of Us is doing the factions game, because there's a group of people that want to just run around and do mindless shooting. I mean, that's just reality, okay? Which is fine. That's fine. The reality is that that's fine. That's just not for me. And I did that on PC back in the 90s. I was one of the people putting on a headset on and running around. So, that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, it's not for me now, but I understand. But I promise you I will be playing Spider-Man. I've not played it enough. I've almost forgotten the controls. Master Chief Collection counts, though. There's nothing wrong with the Master Chief Collection. There's nothing wrong with what Xbox is doing. The problem Xbox has is their idiot fan base. I mean, when Dealer Gaming and D-Batch and them lied about the Xbox, that did nothing to help Xbox. If you listen to what Xbox was saying, what the developers were saying about the Xbox, it's doing exactly what they said. It is. It literally does that. I enjoy playing games, older games, so I like the wax nostalgia. I like the fact that Xbox has Dolby Vision with a lot of the older games. I don't have an issue with it. With mine, I turn mine on, it works. Now, if I turned it on, if it didn't work, I'd be mad as hell. So, finally beat Elden Ring after putting it on hold for 2 years. See, I've never played Elden Ring, so, but I know it's a good game, and people who like Souls games, again, you need to understand the whole thing with Elden Ring with a lot of Xbox guys is that they were rooting for it because they just did not want a PlayStation game to win. I think it lost to God of War, and God of War, it only won by like 4 percentage points. So God of War almost won Game of the Year again. And I haven't finished God of War yet. I got to the scene where at the beginning of God of War Ragnarok, I think that's what it's, God of War, when you meet up with Thor and they have their little tussle, I got about 10 minutes past that part. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get a different TV. And I got my new TV. So they will count Master Chief, but not Uncharted Collection. Yeah, I know. It's stupid. That's what I'm saying. I do not talk to those guys. So I don't know how you all do it either. I suggest you mute them. Like that dude Darius Spears, that dude's an idiot. But you know, is he really that dumb, or is he just doing that to get clout? You know, because that's what you guys have done. That's a product of you all's environment, right? The 2K. See, people keep telling me 2K. I played 2K5. It was better than Madden 05, but Madden slipped in 04 and 05. I think 04 to 04, 05, and 06, those Madden games are not good. 07, I think that's the one where Ray Lewis is on the cover. I think. Okay, I'm going back years. You know, I can't remember, but the one where Michael Vick was on the cover, he was like a cheat code. So that one was not very good. If people were going in making sure that they took the Falcons off their schedule so they didn't have to play against Michael Vick. But I think 06 had Donovan McNabb. That one wasn't that good. I'm trying to tell people 95 was terrible. But I'm telling you, Madden 07, I think the one that had Ray Lewis on the cover, that's the one that brought Madden back because it was defensive focused. Like if you played offense in that game, you struggled. So, oh yeah. What's up, Alfonso? If it go through, what Sony buying WB, do you think Insomniac will make a Superman game? I don't know. I mean, we're way ahead of ourselves on that. So, Cardinal, did they improve latency and streaming on PS3 games? I haven't played PS3 games yet. I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it today. I've never played a PS3 game in my life. I guess the Uncharted games would be was it Uncharted 3? See, I only played the beginning of Uncharted 3 when Drake was trying to escape. Well, he was in the kids' home, wherever he was at. I did that part and I escaped, but then I stopped playing the game. So just saw Once Upon. Oh, okay. I don't know. Insomniac is making a Wolverine game. So they're doing. So what Insomniac Games is doing is DLC for Spider-Man 2, and they may do some DLC for Spider-Man 1. The people got to remember that they may have us go back, but they're doing that in a Wolverine game. That's what Insomniac is doing right now. Okay, as soon as Spider-Man 2 came out, as soon as that game went gold, those guys took a vacation. They came back for the launch, and now they're on to Wolverine. Okay, they've got their story done already. Was that Uncharted 4? Are you sure? Well, then what was Uncharted 3 when he was... No, that was Uncharted 3 when he was jumping around on the roof. That was Uncharted 3. Madden 05 had Ray Lewis introduced to history. Maybe that's what it was. So it was 05. Like I said, I know it was... Were you sure it was 05? I mean, I'm not... You're probably right. I can't remember. So, like I said, 04 I think had Mike Vick on it. So maybe it was 05. But yeah, when 05, that's when Madden became the Madden that we know today. I enjoy playing Madden because I get to see the changes that they've done. This year, there are plays, because I use the Bengals, there are plays that Jamar Chase was getting last year that he ain't getting this year. And they're the same plays. You have to set these plays up. You have to bring the corners up. You have to bring the safeties up by running that football. So, it is what it is. So, they pick up NRS and Mortal Kombat, really good for their Evo Enterprise. Yeah, it'll be very good for their Evo. So, why is Sony trying to stop him? They're not trying to stop him. He just bought Inside Studios. So, it is if he leaves... Because he's leaving, that could slow down a lot of stuff that he had planned, especially purchases. Because it's like, well, if you're not here and we're talking to you and you're not going to be here, who are we going to be dealing with? See, that's why they'll get somebody in name probably by February. They'll get somebody. It's not like they're going to sit out there with no president. They'll get somebody. So, and either that person will come in and, and the thing is that they're not preventing him from buying it. They're just they're talking to each other. Sony and WB have a lot of the same characteristics with their companies. They, they both make movies and they both publish games. So Sony would purchase WB games. This has nothing to do with the cartoons, the comics, and the movies. It's a totally separate division. And Sony would then own, what was it, Rocksteady and whoever made Harry Potter and stuff like that. So they would own those studios. So, do they go ahead and fund the games 100%? Do they fund the games 60% and WB kick in? Do they get some kind of split with WB because they're still beloved WB product? I mean, all that got to be worked out, and that's if they go through with it. But they're not trying to, it has nothing to do with Jim Ryan. They're not stopping Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is leaving. And either my understanding of this is that he's going to get Square Enix and WB, and then he's going to drop the mic. Like people said, Sean Layton bought Insomniac Games, dropped the mic. He was good. I mean, he is all, they don't, excuse me. The PlayStation community is so dumb. All they think about is Sean Layton bought Insomniac Games. He did that, but Sean Layton also is one of the reasons why you're getting PC games, PlayStation PC games. He also was in that. Sean Layton was also on the committee that got you The Last of Us TV show, that got you Gran Turismo the movie, because he started a company researching what Sony games would be good for a television show and movies. So Sony too broke to buy anything. No, they're not. Like I said, they just bought Inside. So that's a pretty good sized AI company. So you need NCAA football to come back. I think you're in luck, my friend. I think it's coming back. It is coming back. I know you're kidding. So football players don't do that many movement before. They can't. They have the line, remember, has to be set for at least 2 to 3 seconds, or else it's what? They'll get an illegal shift penalty or an illegal motion penalty. They'll say, line was not set for a correct amount of time. Stuff like that. So, it happens. It happens. Young Drake was jumping from roof to roof orphanage in Uncharted 4. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. Then I never played Uncharted 3. Hold on, was Uncharted 3, is that the one that started when he was it like a helicopter crash or a plane crash? Was that Uncharted 3? And then he has to climb up the side. It's something like that. Was that Uncharted 3? Have I played the new update for Gran Turismo? I have not. No. I see. I've got Gran Turismo, Dead Space over there, and Final Fantasy 16. Haven't opened them yet. I just started playing Resident Evil 4. So, wonder how much Inside's cost. They didn't disclose the price. They'll have to disclose the price by the end of the month. They can't sit on that because that's a publicly purchased company. So, it'll leak. I say it'll leak out here in the next 10 days. Well, I don't think Sony is worried. I just think I'm all for the games as a service thing. I'm like, yeah, because what did I say to you guys? I'll give them a year, but it looks like it didn't work the way Jim Ryan was going to do it. That's what it looks like outside looking in. That's why I said, yeah, bring back Mag, bring back Resistance, make a Resistance game where there's a shooter. Mag, Resistance, you've got Foam Stars, maybe bring back SOCOM. That's what I would do. But you already, and then have maybe, instead of a Zero Dawn game, just do Killzone. Just say, yeah, look, we have our own shooters right here. So, and you could make a single player game out of that. I mean, and then have the shooting. So, this it is what it is. Never heard of Inside's company in the UK. Oh yeah, they're an AI company that it's going to help them with the streaming. That's why I'm like, okay, obviously they're doubling down on the streaming because that's a big investment into the streaming service. So that's why I've been asking people, are you trying to stream? What's it like for you guys? My internet, I found out yesterday morning, was 300. That's Wi-Fi. 300 up, whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. He explained it, but but it was like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I just need to know how fast my Wi-Fi is. And he was like, 300. I'm like, oh, all right, that's pretty fast. And he said, yeah. So you don't know how much Blue Point or Housemark. Yeah, Housemark was what, 231 million, I think. So they disclosed the Housemark purchase. And remember, we were told about Housemark and Blue Point. Was it by Boycott Activision? Like, they knew. They were like, nah, they already bought them. It's just they haven't disclosed it yet. And she was right on that. Much did Sony buy what is it? Housemark? I want to say it was 231 million. Let's see here. I could have swore it was there. I saw the number. It was 231 million. It's either 231 or 221. It was something like that. Let's see here. They bought them in June. Oh, yep, it's right here. British GQ. I thought I saw it. Well, let me make sure. Well, Insomniac was 229 million. I think they paid 232 million. So, yeah, that's the Herman Hertz interview. But it's somewhere out there. Did I hear about the Silent Hill Ascension content release model? Isn't that which one is the TV show? Which one is the TV show? Because I thought the TV show was supposed to be episodic. So they'll do something similar with live service and TV shows intertwining the two. Yeah, possibly. We'll see. I mean, it's not that bad. PS2 Gundam games on the PS5. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, again, I just think they just have to. I think they've got it figured out. I've never been like losing sleep over it and punching air. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got to name these two dudes. When you got guys like MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation coming out, just, one day I can't believe they're doing this, and then the very next day it's so great. They're so, I don't get those guys, but I don't do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Well, JP Local, we know that's not true. So Sony just bought multiple studios in 21. Sony has bought more studios under Jim Ryan than any other time. They bought Fire Sprite, Firewalker, Blue Point. All these studios are working on games, by the way. Housemark, stuff like that. Buy PS5. Are you using a Sony TV, Sony theater system? Nah, because they're cheaper. It's better than that. Sony good. Again, if you're buying a TV, I recommend if you have a PlayStation 5 to buy a PlayStation TV. Buy a Sony TV. Now, I have an LG TV, so I'm right. The LGs are right down the middle. You can't go wrong either way. So, and if you have an Xbox, Samsung. If you have an Xbox, I gotta call my mom because she said that she's getting a TV tomorrow, and I want to say, Mom, I have another TV here that you can have. Because I do. I still have my Sony TV, my X85J, and I would have put that in my bedroom, and I ain't got no space. I need about a 48-inch screen TV for my bedroom, or a monitor. You see what I'm doing? If I get that new PlayStation, which I'm gonna probably get, I would have gotten it today. Shit, I still might. You know me, I may get a burr up my ass and get one. So. Also, guys, remember, streaming services are all going up. You all saw that crap that WB did with HBO Max, right? Talking about if you don't pay $20 to get this 4K package, you ain't getting nothing. And everybody's mad as hell that uses HBO Max. So, which I don't think I use it, but I need to double check. Oh, man. M9 and 8.7, all Sony. Yeah, there you go. There you go. They created their own ecosystem for their with hardware. And there are a lot of people went out and bought it. People are like, it's too expensive, I ain't gonna pay for it. Okay, but it's going to be expensive at first. It will come down. I still have the Black Pulse 3D Pulse headset. I did not get the H9s. So projectors, you feel 65-inch balls, you might have to go 100. Yeah, if you're going to project, you might as well go anyway. You might as well go 100. But oh man, I can't believe projectors are coming back. That's something from the 70s, guys. I remember people having projectors in their houses, and they had the old film that you would hook up, and you would see like we see at a movie theater, the reel to reel. I remember as a kid. So yeah, that's amazing in itself. Used to watch a movie called Hooper with Burt Reynolds. My dad had that. I still remember that. Rest in peace to my father. You got a spare 55-inch 4K wall mount. My mom says she didn't want the. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't blame her. But again, I need to stop her from purchasing that TV. I'm glad that somebody said that. I forgot all about that. Streaming service prices hike. Yeah, I mean, we told you guys, right? I mean, and again, this has nothing to do with anything, but we told you guys that all this stuff was going to go up because if more people are using digital services, they're going to pay. They have to pay right now for the offset of people still buying physical stuff, like me. But there's like me, I have Peacock, Hulu with Disney, and right now Prime with Star. So I have 5 streaming services. Now, as soon as Power Season 2 with Tommy, as soon as that wraps up next week, I'll be canceling Star. So I got that for $3.99. Loki just ended as well. If you watch Disney Plus, Loki just ended. That was the season finale that we just saw. Very good season finale. So they're set there, and they're about to do Echo because Disney's launching another service. They're launching another film service or something like that, production studio, and Echo is going to be the lead off for that. So yeah, Looper. No, it was called Hooper. It's about a stuntman, I think. His name was played by Burt Reynolds. So you're going projectors for a second option for viewing. Yeah, I just no, I'm saying yeah. Just if whoever gets one, just let me know. I'm not gonna do that because I don't. I mean, I can put it over there, but why? Why? It's just not something. It's not something that I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm just somebody let me know what that's like. Look, you can game on your wall, bachelor mode engage. Yeah, that will keep you a bachelor. Your girl come in and see all that stuff. So that's my friend of mine that his girlfriend moved in. Long distance girlfriend. He met up in Indiana, and when she moved in, that's the first thing that he started getting rid of because he wasn't using that stuff a whole lot. Was his electronic stuff, And yeah, but he got it made. I mean, he got a nice girl now. His wife passed, was in the military, so yeah, he's doing well. So you got here late. What does it say? The Last of Us 2 faction back? Yeah, it's because it is. It never went away. They're still working on it. Very good chance, Gamer Despair, that and again, this is going to be a repeat for the people that were here early. The Last of Us Part 2 remaster remake could come out with Factions 2, if you want to call it that, already part of your purchase, of your $70 purchase. So you would get 2 for 1. You in essence are paying $35 for each. And or if you don't want to buy The Last of Us Part 2 to get Factions, then they would cut it out in a sense. It would be its own separate IP. And then you would pay separate for that. Okay. Also, you all need to get prepared for this other announcement. If and when it comes out, it could only be part of the premium tier. Okay. It could only be part of the premium tier. They may do it like that. That's where they're kind of stuck with it because they're not going to change the game a whole lot. Disney in a bad spot? No, they're not. Disney's fine. I have stock in Disney. They're fine. I don't listen to these incels on the internet. These guys have been mad ever since Brie Larson told them to go kick rocks. So it is what it is. But they're not in a bad spot. Trust me. So someone on the team tweeted out they're still working on it. Yeah, they are. I mean, they never stop. They just just because them and Bungie could not figure out. Bungie has to go and save their own ship. So Sony is just going to go ahead and release the games that they have. Again, I personally think it's going to be a Killzone game because a futuristic shooter is something nobody's doing right now. You say Halo, but then they can create their own characters. They can create their own character arcs. It's there for the taking. So they just have to do it. But we'll see. We will see. It's not like, well, they got to do it or else. And yes, the PS5 Pro is looking like it's going to be a hybrid RDNA 2 and 3, but it sounds like the RDNA 2 is going to be the bigger part and the RDNA 3 is going to be the littler part. That's what it's sounding like, what Luwafa was telling me. So, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, it's around 16.4 to 16.6 teraflops. Cowboys-Eagle game will be on. Yeah, I mean, again, is that game today? Because that's what I'm. Yeah, hold on. Is that game today? All right, because you all know I have to get my fantasy team fielded here in like 10 minutes. But is that game on today? Somebody answer me. Shit. Yeah, the Chiefs-Dolphins game is on right now because I'm mad I can't watch that. Let's see here. Damn it. I don't see it in the 1 o'clock block. Hold on. It is 4:25. All right. Oh, we do got some good games here. Ooh. Seattle and Baltimore. That's going to be a good one. Oh, Kansas City just scored again. 21-0. So, like I said, Kansas City going back to the Super Bowl. So. So. It's like in Coach Prime. Remember I told people in the Black Manosphere, Coach Prime preaches the process again because he's got to. Remember I was in that back and forth with the Black Manosphere. They saying that this thing is going to turn around tomorrow. I'm like, shit. And now look at it. Look at it. They lost 26-19 again. They didn't get blown out. Let's see here. Yeah, let's trust the process. And see, that's me. I trust the process. It's going to take him 4 years, and that's fine. That's fine. So, let's see here. I was talking about that. 100 inches of love. Central, your time zone. Yeah, you guys, man. Like I said, I hope you all put your clocks back. So yeah. But they're still working on The Last of Us faction. Sony is looking to purchase WB Games and Square Enix. Again, they're just the slowdown that has happened on the purchase, however, is Jim Ryan leaving and WB wanting to know who they're going to work with before they pull the trigger. Now, they may never pull the trigger. It could just be them talking, and that's fine as well. So, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, you all saw Embracer having layoffs, right? But again, it's only a big deal when Sony has layoffs. And I'm here to let you know I hate layoffs. I mean, that's the worst feeling in the world, knowing something like that is going to happen and you're just powerless to stop it. So it happened in the medical field, but I was able to get a different position. I was able to, that day they were going to announce it, I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. So, I'm out of here. So, Ice Queen UK clocks went back not too long ago. Yeah, I know. I don't know why they don't use a Native American calendar. We wouldn't have to do this. But this is the last year. I think we're not going to do this next year. Once we go back up next year, when we spring ahead, I think that's the last time we have to do it. I think Marco Rubio got that pass. So this has been shutting down parks. They don't transition to more media-based stuff. Well, yeah. What parks have they shut down? What parks did they shut down? So you only watch boxing, but you do watch football. It's Bears, Packers. Is that coming up soon, or has that already happened? So, but yeah, like I said, I do have to wait Dolphins team. The Dolphins are losing 21-0, but they're playing in Germany against Kansas City, and Kansas City's whooping. Like I said, Kansas City's best team in the AFC. I mean, it's by far they're the best team. Them, Miami, Baltimore. I think one of those teams is going to the Super Bowl. I already put 50 on Kansas City to go back to the Super Bowl, not to win it. I think they will be. I think it's going to be a rematch of them and the Eagles, and maybe Seattle, because they got a good. If the quarterback can get his head up out of his, you know what? If the quarterback was a little better in Seattle, very well they could be. Because man, their running game with Walker, man, he's an absolute stud. So, a stud. But guys, that is really all I had for you. I know it's gonna be a crazy week at work, so we going in, and then we got in 7 days. So I'll wrap that up. That'll be an evening show. That's my next podcast. If you're a Mass Effect fan, we're hoping to get some news. We're also hoping that fingers crossed, Mass Effect Andromeda gets a 60 FPS patch on Xbox and PlayStation 5, and Prime got them past a 1 game. Yeah, I think they're fine, LaShawn. I mean, I wasn't the one who said they were in bad shape. I said, look, it's going to take him about 4 years. And so it is, and they were like, oh, all right, we're going to see. Now they've lost, 4 out of 5 games? So, and they got to win 2 more games to get to a bowl game, right? You have to be 6 games in. So if they lose 2 more games, they're not going to go to a bowl game. And that will be very disappointing considering that they were 3-0. Like, that will be disappointing. So, PS5 starting, 2025 with a bang. Yeah, they're going to do, the PS5 is fine. Like I said, I'm tempted. I mean, I keep looking at Best Buy to see when the PS5 Slim is out. Let's see here. It's not out yet. So, I mean, even on the PlayStation blog, it doesn't say we're going to launch it on this day. It's, and it's going to be a Slim. I'm not going to use the Blu-ray on it at all. This says November at local select U.S. retailers and PlayStation Direct, but I do not see it on PlayStation Direct at all. Hold on, wait a minute. No, that's not it. That's a bundle. Yeah, it's not here. The portal's here. I'm just double checking. The dual edge wireless controller is still $200. I ain't gonna pay for that. So, and the VR is all here. They don't have nothing with the Slim. So, and I'll be headed to the store on Friday the 10th to purchase something. So, but so yeah, that's disappointing. And it may just be me getting a digital PS5. So, trying to hold for PS5 Pro, but let the OG break. I'm copying that Slim. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I got my screwdriver and I broke out. I was gonna clean the PS5, and I did a little more cleaning to it. But overall, I didn't want. There was that part on the inside that you have to kind of pull off, and it's designed for it to come off. I just didn't feel like doing that to get to that last screw. I'm like, you know what? I'll clean it out from here the best I can, and we'll just go from there. Prime got to coach them. Well, it may take years, just like Kirby Smart with Bulldog. It's going to take him. People got to understand, all right, he just landed a top offensive lineman for next year. Now he got to go out and get 3 more guys like that, because you got to get 2 tackles. And then people got to understand they may be 5-star, but they're going to be 5-star freshmen. And they're gonna have to go out there and get their butts whipped in. That's why I've said when I was on that podcast, I said, ha ha ha. I mean, I'm gonna do a podcast probably later I keep on threatening to do one late tonight, but I'm not. I may do a podcast and kind of call out the people, but I'll wait. I'll wait because I think he's fine. I do believe he's got to get them to 6 wins and get to a bowl game. Win the bowl game, they get 7 wins. That'd be fantastic. That's what I've got my fingers crossed for. And I do think they can beat Hawaii, and that'll give them 5 wins. And then I don't know who else is on that schedule. Let me, because they're not beating any good Pac-10 teams. Let me just take a look at their schedule for the rest of the year. Schedule. Let's go to teams. And what are they? They're Pac-12, right? Let's see here. That's Big Ten. That's SEC. Where are they at? Where in the heck are they at? Are they Pac-12? They're not listed in the Pac-12. That is, here they are. I'm sorry. Yep, here they are. All right, so they have Arizona, Washington State, and Utah. I thought they had Hawaii on there. Yeah, now let me make this clear. These teams, I don't know. They're not going to beat Utah. Okay? They have got to beat Arizona. They have Arizona at home, Pac-12 network. See, now all of a sudden you ain't hearing people talking about, yeah, they've lost 5 out of their last 6 games. They did beat Arizona State. So they were 4-2 after the Arizona State game. They've lost 3 in a row. I will say this with Oregon State, they only lost by 7 points, whereas the other top. So again, they've played number 17, number 10, number 8, number 23, and number 16. And Utah still on their schedule. Utah is going to destroy them. I mean, it ain't going to be close. Utah is going to beat them bad. But that game is not. And they're at Utah. That's Utah's last game of the year. That's on the 25th. Wow, that's the day after things. It's the 25th Thanksgiving weekend. That's a rout. That's a rout. But let me make this clear right now. If they lose their next 2 games, because what are they, 4-5 right now? Yeah. If they lose their next 2 games, they get eliminated from bowl contention. So they're just gonna go out there and lay an egg, and that'll be the end of it. So, can you get a recap? You just joined. Yeah, sure. Sony is trying to purchase WB and Square Enix. Have to wait and see how that turns out. The PlayStation 5 Pro, if it gets the mass production, is going to be 16. I've been told over 16 teraflops, 16.4, 16.6. Let's see here. What else is there? Oh, streaming the PS2, PS3 games. Apparently, the premium tier will allow you to do that. And I think that's a good idea. And Factions is back. It's never kind of went away. It's just kind of, there was a tweet put out that they're still working on that game. So it is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah, I'll go in the Best Buy and see if my platinum trophies will get me a free PS5 Slim. Oh man, you don't mind money. Most of these are for. Yeah, I mean it's not that big a deal. But guys, that's it. It's 11, a little after 11. I do appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the week. I'll be playing some games here in 7 days. My next podcast will be Tuesday. If you're it's going to be Mass Effect centered. So I understand if you're like, I'm tired of Mass Effect. Then, we got 60 frames, no lag. I know Porter Rock is doing another upload here shortly. So it's called The Dunk or something like that. It's like the first episode. So hope they bring PS2 Gundam games to PS5. We'll wait and see. They could. They got a lot of options for their PS5. So they'll be fine. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to bounce like a check. You have a good rest of the week.